65 in 3 months. Before you fight me, here's how I got there. I always thought I would be picking my retirement date based on a number on a spreadsheet, a magic number. Like, oh, that's enough. Peace out, work. But that's actually not what happened. It was actually a bunch of little things. Some of those were financial, and many of those, maybe most of those, were emotional. And when I looked at them all together, June 30th, 2032 became my date. That became my signpost. I'll tell you a little more about how I got to that number, but let's start with the why. It started with the feeling, and I'm not super comfortable putting this out there for obvious reasons, but it started with disappointment. I've worked at the same place for a long, long time, like over 30 something years. And I've said this before, I think we're the last generation of people that will stay anywhere that long. It's just not the same in the working world these days. People move from place to place. It is both good and bad to have been in the same place for a long time. You begin to mistake longevity for loyalty, family, and belonging. You forget this is a corporation and you're an employee, and that is how it's supposed to be. To exist, the entity needs to take care of itself, first and foremost, even in places that are renowned for being good places to work. They are still a corporation. And that's just a fact of business. And yes, if you're doing the numbers, I have given over half my life to this place. But recently, something shifted. And I hate using that word shifted because it's such an overused AI word. But that's exactly what happened. Something shifted inside of me. That does not mean I care any less about doing a really good job. I mean, I'm Gen X. But yeah, of course. That is not the issue. My work ethic is still the same. It just means that I've started asking myself, how much of me is left by the time I get home? I bet you can relate. That question started the countdown. Not with a calculator, but with a perspective change. Heck, maybe the millennials lit this fire. Watching my millennial coworkers set boundaries I would have never set made me realize something. They're not bad employees. They were just not raised like I was, that self-sacrifice, pain, suffering is the way you should show that you're a good and loyal employee. The millennials taught me that self-sacrifice isn't part of the job description. So that realization, paired with the conversations I've had with you and some really close friends that are in the same boat, living the same timeline I am, left me feeling a little rudderless. I needed a trajectory. It's something I would have coached other people to do, so I started listening to my own self. I needed a signpost. So I started thinking, when? If you watched one of my earlier videos on the hidden costs of healthcare, well, okay, so they weren't hidden from anybody else. They were hidden from me. I didn't really realize about them. When I started thinking about, could I retire at, say, 62? I'm 59. Could I retire at 59 and a half? When I saw that for myself, I realized that it would cost me $20,000 to $30,000 to cover healthcare before 65. So until Medicare kicks in, if you don't know what I mean, sorry. Until Medicare kicks in, I would have to be paying this $20,000 to $30,000 extra. And because I personally carrying debt right now, and that's what I'm working on, I can't do that. That is not an option for me. So that number and those dates got thrown out the window. So then I really started building this idea around the age of 65. So Medicare played a big factor in when I started to think I could retire. So 65 is becoming the number. It was becoming clearer that that's about when I want to go. So I looked at the calendar and I saw that I turned 65 in March of 2032. Yeah, it's wild to be able to say that out loud. But anyway, I do. And I'm a school employee, so it is very rude to leave mid-year or even without finishing out the year. So I was like, why not? So for me, I would go to the end of that contract year, which would be June 30th, 2032. And that would be my retirement date. So because that's a signpost, that is my trajectory. I go, okay, that my car will be paid off by then. I want to have no car payment to get rid of that out of my budget. I'll be eligible for Medicare, and most of my remaining debt should be paid off, except my condo, unless I win the lotto. You know, that's always an option. My friends, my family, my church relationships, I'm working on strengthening those. Those are in place. And my channel, my fitness, my podcast are all growing. So all those things together make me feel like that signpost is right for me. None of those individual things made me know that was the right number, but all of those together made me feel like it is. There is still a lot I don't know. I am meeting with a CFP, Certified Financial Planner, because I still have a lot of questions, like, when should I take Social Security? Should I bump that to 67 or 70? Can I? How do I do that? How do I eliminate some of the taxes that are coming for me? And given all that, which accounts do I draw from first? I act like I have a bunch of accounts, but you know what I mean. Like 401k, do I live off of my meager savings? Eat ramen. It's good, like college days, eat ramen every day forever. Whatever it takes. I don't know when any of that is and what it looks like. And I would love to bring you along for those conversations, because I think it would be fun for you to see what that conversation looks like, not just have me report back the answers. There was also a conversation I had with an old friend. I was going to say a really old friend. We have been friends for a really long time, since childhood actually. And my conversation with her changed my outlook on retirement entirely. I thought I was the one who had it together, how I was thinking about retirement. Not at all. Anyway, she really changed my perspective about retirement and actually about my everyday. It was really helpful, but that deserves its own conversation, its own video. So that conversation definitely influenced what I feel about the next 6 years till June 30th, 2032. It's funny, that date simultaneously feels so far away when I'm tired like I am today. And at the same time, it feels so quick, so soon when I think about all the stuff I want to accomplish between now and then. I want to get healthier. I want to keep building this YouTube business. I want to learn everything there is to know about making good financial and retirement decisions. And I want to arrive at retirement ready to enjoy it in whatever way that looks like for me. And at the risk of being super cheesy, that is why I picked a date. Not so I could start counting the days, but so I could start making those days count. I know, cheesy, but it's true. I want to make each of those days count. So now I'm curious about you. Have you picked your retirement date? And if not, have you picked an age at which you would like to retire? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. This was a fun conversation. I'm really grateful for you. Together, we're building a life we love. Until next time, this is GenX Missy.